Good morning. Second sip of coffee. Had a pretty good night's sleep. Had a discussion with a buddy yesterday about the word ignorant. It bothers him to be called ignorant. It used to bother me to be called ignorant. Not so much anymore. I went to Webster and I looked it up. And this is what I got. Lacking knowledge or awareness in general. Uneducated or unsophisticated. So that was not always the case for the word ignorant, I don't believe. The original meaning, the meaning that I was taught in high school, maybe before that, was lacking knowledge, information, or awareness about a particular thing. And that's how I choose to take the word meaning, the word ignorant. There are people in the world who will take words and change their meanings so that they fit a narrative, or in this case, they become a derogatory term. And I'm not going to participate in that. When someone says I'm ignorant, I immediately think, all right, what do I need to know? What topic am I not educated in that we're talking about? Now, if they are being rude or mean and trying to insult me, I don't want to be around that person. So I dismiss their insult and usually just walk away. I'm ignorant about a plethora of things. There is so much I don't know. But that doesn't mean I can't find out. I can. I have the ability to learn. And perhaps, maybe, this is what's wrong with our school systems today. Maybe they're just trying to impart knowledge on the students instead of the ability to learn. I was one of those kids. I thought I knew everything. I did not. It took me a while to learn. I did not know everything. But once you accept the idea of I don't know, the world opens up to you. That's when learning begins. I loved to read in school, and I discovered my love for reading on a school bus. I rode one of the longest routes. The bus, I think it was about an hour long to get to school. And we were one of the first kids to be picked up. Hey, little girl. So we got the full hour of school. I had to find something to fill my time. Obviously, I'm not really into sleeping. I was back then. All kids are. It's part of growing. But I did begin reading books on the school bus. Now, that school bus ride imparted knowledge on me. That school bus ride gave me the ability to learn. I may have learned more from that bus driver than any teacher I had, because that bus driver gave me the ability to read, and I read everything. And I did not read everything. The one thing I did not read was the assigned work. The books, the novels that the teachers gave me, I absolutely hated. Tale of Two Cities, George Orwell's novels. They just had very little interest to me. Eventually, I read these things, and I enjoyed them. But at the age I was at the maturity level I was at, I did not have the ability to enjoy literature of that stature. So, I did go back and read them later in life after school, because I was curious as to what the big deal was. And I did enjoy Orwell, and I did enjoy... There were a lot of books that I went back and reread that I did enjoy, but I also found that I really enjoyed fiction. And that's where I concentrated most of my reading, up to a point. And that point was the internet. And when I first discovered the internet, I began reading a lot of nonfiction. We all progress in life. But until we recognize that we're ignorant on any subject, we can't learn that subject. Until we have the ability to say, I don't know, and accept I don't know as a state of mind, we can't learn. Because if we know and someone's trying to tell us something, even if it's something that we've convinced ourselves of, even if it's something that we don't know actually, but we've just convinced ourselves we know this, we're not going to learn it. So it became very important to me to understand I don't know. And it's upsetting to some people when I tell them I don't know. But it's honest. If I don't know something, I just don't know it. I'm not going to try and bluff my way through it. I do know how to make a good cup of coffee. Okay, I do know how to push the start button to make a good cup of coffee. I ain't using a hand grinder, that's for sure. A little bit of redneck for you in the morning. I don't know is important in life. I don't know lets you learn. Being ignorant and accepting the idea that you can be ignorant on a number of topics, any topic really. I am ignorant on how to fix a catalytic converter. There was a time I could. There was a time where the technology was straightforward. That time has passed. I don't know how to fix a catalytic converter anymore. I don't know how to take one off and put one on. I do know that there's people out there who are taking them off illegally and selling I guess it's platinum inside of them. I don't know. Is it platinum? Beats me. I don't know. So, there's things that you forget in life too. There was a perfect example. I used to 100% know what was in a catalytic converter. I don't know anymore. I don't care to know. It's not something I'm going to deal with. Getting on the ground, rolling under a car is not something at this point in my life that I want to do. Can do it if needed. Don't want to do it. I plug my own tires when I pick up a nail. I don't want to do it, but I'm not going to go pay $100 for someone to do 15 minutes of work when I have the kit in the back of my car and it takes me 15 minutes to do. Of course, I had to learn how to do that. And when I was much younger, high school age, I worked at a tire shop and I learned how to do that. That technology has not changed incredibly. It's very, very similar. Okay, that's more of that rambling thing we talked about yesterday during the Star Trek episode. I don't know. And it's okay to not know things. It's okay to accept that you don't know something and you don't want to know. I don't know what's in a catalytic converter. I don't want to know. It's not something that's going to affect my life. The ability to accept your own ignorance is so important. I think I don't know is the beginning of the scientific process. How do you cure cancer? I don't know. Well, if you're a scientist and your field of specialty is cancer, then you go find out. You go learn. Evidently, there's many specialties that lead to discoveries that started with I don't know. How can I make a candle last longer? I don't know. Maybe that led to the invention of the light bulb. Maybe it did. I don't know is so important. The more I think about it, I call my church the Church of I Don't Know. Because I don't know. I've been baptized a few times. I've been to, I've lost count of churches. I prayed with so many people. Last night I meditated. Meditation makes me feel better. Meditation lets me focus. We've talked about meditation through religious actions before. But I don't know. It literally means I don't know. And the idea that I would fool myself, that I would try and convince myself of something that I'm ignorant of, I believe that is dishonest to me and to my soul and to my heart and my mind. I have to be able to say things like I don't know so I can move forward. And if it's important to me, I can find out. There's a lot of I's and me's in today's rambling. But I think that is kind of central to the statement of I don't know, of being ignorant. So I have to be reminded sometimes I don't know. I can get quite cocky, and I can do things that I absolutely am convinced I know. And the love of my life can walk up to me and say, well, that's a goofy thing to do. Let me show you something. And I have enough respect for her to say, please, step back, and man, you're doing something completely counterintuitive to how something should be done. And she just reaches over there and bam, oh wow, she taught you something. I don't know is very it's very, very centered on one's person. And being able to say, I don't know, is very, what is the word? Not self-centered, but very, it's eye-opening. It's enlightening. That's what it is. A lot of people focus on knowledge gained, but before you can gain that knowledge, before you can seek more enlightenment, you have to be able to say, I don't know. That's where enlightenment begins. On any subject, science, religion, politics, the I don't know of life. And that's why that's my church. And that's why I'm able to learn. That's why anybody's able to learn, because they accept, I don't know this. And then they can learn. At least I think that's what they can do. I don't know. Yeah, I do. That's where learning starts. That's good coffee. I think I'm going to make myself some scrambled eggs. It's an early day at work today, so I probably won't get to spend any time with the wife. There won't be any enlightenment on that front, but there will be a phone call. And yesterday she called me, and that is always the highlight of my day. Normally I call her. My job keeps me busy and preoccupied, and it is in and out of signals and towns and whatnot. But every once in a while, she takes a chance and she picks her phone up and she calls me. And that touches me to the core. And usually it's because she needs some information or she wants to pass some information on to me. But sometimes she just wants to talk. And that is the highlight of any day for me. I'm deeply in love with that woman still. And I will keep on keeping on. I hope that you find peace, love, and the ability to dream. And I'm supposed to be learning another word about how to say goodbye, but I continually forget because I'm supposed to have it written down and I do not. I'm sure I'm going to catch what for this, but it's all good. Find peace, love, and the ability to dream. Until next time. Later.